This was definitely an interesting experience. I think the hard part was needing to sort out the technicalities of finding a time where we can all meet over Skype, especially with the time difference. That was quite a challenge sometimes, and I think once we got around that, I think a lot got out of it. The first part, I mean, the first one or two meetings we probably didn't, we discussed a few things, but ultimately it was everyone getting comfortable with each other's surroundings, with understanding who we all were. Our local team, for example, me, Catherine, and Elliot, we knew each other, so we were comfortable with going directly into coming up with ideas, etc. But we needed to introduce ourselves and become comfortable with our international collaborators as well. And I think that started to develop over the course of this project, and we got more comfortable just expressing ideas and just being out there with the ideas that we come up with. And so I think we all had. I think the thing is this project was. It was a difficult project, and I think we didn't actually, our local team didn't actually meet up at all really in our own time, and I don't know why this was, but it didn't happen. So I think in some sense towards the end it was indifference. There wasn't a huge difference between when we collaborated with our local team and when we collaborated with our international team. We all collaborated on. Sorry, it wasn't Skype. It was Google Hangout, and I think that was the time when our entire team met up, and we didn't actually meet individually between then much, really. Anyway, I think the UK team, I think they lived together, and I think they had a little bit more chance to. Well, they took the chances anyway. I think we all had just as much chance, but they took the chance to collaborate a little bit more. Alone in their own time as well, and I think that was noticeable because they really came to the table with quite a few developed ideas that they had discussed within each other, within themselves, and I think so. When we had our hangouts, they all were on the same page, rather than when we individually, the New Zealand team, came. We all had our own ideas and hadn't even relayed it to the team, and I think that was our own kind of. Our own fault really for not finding time to collaborate in between these meetings. I think it was also I mean, you can always blame it on other assignments. We were pretty full up with other assignments, but so that's not much of an excuse. But yeah, so I think the ultimate experience, I think, was just meeting people from the other side of the globe. I think in itself, knowing that they are on the other side of the world, and that we're doing a project that this isn't normal. You don't normally collaborate like this, and I think that was quite interesting in itself. And meeting like-minded people from other cultures, already that's something in itself. And so that was an enjoyable experience. But I think ultimately, our collaboration. It was a development throughout our different sessions on Google Hangout, especially towards the end when things became a little bit more rushed, and we really started to work well together, I think, and we really we had hangouts at crazy times, especially for them. They were up all night, and yeah, I think like our relationship really kind of I think materialized a lot more towards the end. I mean, I definitely had ideas of some kind of direction that I thought would be cool to take. We all had individual ideas, and I think that it was hard, all coming up with separate ideas and then trying to develop that into a coherent final product. I think that was hard, and in the end, I'm really happy with what we got. I think if it was just me doing it, I probably would have taken it in a different direction. But that's the thing. I think something unique comes out of this collaboration between everyone, and I think like how we had our own input, and from there, it sparked other ideas within other people, and then ideas started to develop, and some suggestions never got used, and some got really developed, and I think I think at the end it really reflects like a mixture of ideas and a development of these ideas. Yeah.